Have you ever known someone who is clearly intelligent, has a good job, maybe even multiple degrees, and somehow still lives paycheck to paycheck? Meanwhile, someone with half their education seems to be quietly building real wealth without ever appearing to stress about money at all. If that sounds familiar, you're not imagining it, and it isn't about intelligence at all. In this video, I'm going to break down 8 money habits that keep smart, capable people broke. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why being smart was never the same thing as being wealthy. Stick around until the end, because habit number 8 is the one almost nobody talks about, and it's usually the real reason nothing ever seems to change, no matter how much someone earns. Here's the thing most people get wrong. They assume wealth is a math problem, and if you're smart enough, the math takes care of itself. But money isn't really a math problem. It's a behavior problem, repeated quietly over years until it either compounds in your favor or against you. Plenty of high earners go broke, and plenty of average earners build real wealth, and the difference almost always comes down to a handful of habits most people never examine closely. Financial planners who work with high-income clients often say the same thing, that income and net worth barely correlate once you actually look at the numbers side by side, because a high income only builds wealth if the habits underneath it are pointed in the right direction. Smart people are especially good at rationalizing bad financial habits, because they're smart enough to build a convincing argument for almost anything, including decisions that are quietly working against them. So, let's break down the 8 habits that keep intelligent people broke, and how you can start breaking them today. Number 1, lifestyle creep. This happens when every raise, bonus, or new job immediately gets absorbed into a slightly upgraded lifestyle. A bigger apartment, a nicer car, more frequent takeout, small upgrades that each feel harmless on their own. On paper it feels responsible, you earned it, you can afford it. But if your spending rises exactly as fast as your income, the gap between earning and building wealth never actually grows, no matter how many raises you receive over the years. Studies on high-income households consistently show that a large percentage still report living paycheck to paycheck, not because they don't earn enough, but because their expenses quietly scale to match every dollar coming in almost automatically. Someone earning double their old salary can end up with the exact same $0 left over at the end of the month, just at a much higher standard of living, which feels like progress but isn't actually building anything underneath it. Picture 2 co-workers who each get identical raises. One quietly keeps driving the same car and living in the same apartment for another year, while the other upgrades everything immediately, and 5 years later, their bank accounts look nothing alike, even though their paychecks were identical the entire time. The fix isn't earning more, it's keeping your lifestyle fixed for a period while your income grows. So the gap between the two finally starts working for you instead of disappearing every single month. Number 2, financing depreciating assets. Smart people are often the first to justify a car loan because they can build a spreadsheet proving it's a good financial decision. But a car loses a significant portion of its value within the first few years alone, and financing something that's guaranteed to be worth less every single year is very different from financing something that's likely to be worth more over time. This is why so many people with impressive salaries have almost no net worth. Their money is tied up in things that are quietly losing value every month, while the loan payment stays exactly the same regardless. Buying a reliable, modest vehicle in cash, or paying an existing loan off aggressively, frees up money to put toward things that actually grow, instead of things that quietly shrink in the driveway. Number 3, no emergency fund. This one is almost embarrassing for high earners, because it feels like something only lower-income households need to worry about. But without 3 to 6 months of expenses set aside, a single job loss, medical bill, or emergency repair forces you straight onto a credit card, and suddenly a temporary problem becomes long-term debt with interest attached to it. Smart people often skip this step because they're confident in their own ability to earn their way out of any problem that comes up. The issue is that confidence doesn't pay interest charges, and building even a modest cash cushion is what actually gives you the freedom to take risks, negotiate harder, or walk away from a bad situation instead of being trapped by it financially. Number 4, analysis paralysis on investing. This is one of the most common habits among genuinely intelligent people. They research endlessly, comparing funds, reading articles, watching videos, waiting to find the perfect strategy before ever putting a single dollar to work. Meanwhile, someone far less informed simply opens an account, picks a simple diversified fund, and starts investing consistently every single month without overthinking it any further. Time in the market consistently outperforms trying to perfectly time the market, and every month spent waiting for certainty is a month of growth that can never be recovered later. The fix isn't more research, it's accepting that a reasonably good decision made today will always beat a theoretically perfect decision made 5 years from now, because the earliest dollars invested are the ones that get the most time to grow. Number 5. Ego-driven spending. This is buying things specifically to signal success, rather than because they add real value to your life. The name brand items, the impressive car in the driveway, the vacations posted for everyone to see online. Smart people are particularly vulnerable to this, because they're skilled at justifying it as a reward for hard work they've genuinely put in. But status symbols are a financial trap, precisely because they're designed to be visible. And the people quietly building the most wealth are almost never the ones broadcasting it publicly. Redirecting that same money toward investments instead of appearances is the real difference between looking successful and actually becoming successful over time. Number 6. Never negotiating. Whether it's a starting salary, a raise, a rate on a bill, or the price of a major purchase, most people simply accept the first number they're given without pushing back. Smart people often convince themselves that negotiating is unnecessary, or that their work will simply speak for itself over time without them having to ask. But a single unnegotiated salary early in a career can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime, once every future raise gets calculated as a percentage of that original, lower number. Learning to ask, politely and confidently, for a better number is one of the highest return habits that almost nobody actually practices consistently. Number 7. Relying on a single income stream. Even high earners are financially fragile if every dollar depends on one job, one employer, or one client relationship. It feels efficient to focus entirely on climbing one ladder, but it also means a single layoff, industry downturn, or company failure can wipe out your entire income overnight without warning. Wealthy individuals rarely rely on just one stream. They build multiple smaller ones over time, investments, side businesses, real estate, so that no single disruption can take everything away at once. You don't need 5 income streams overnight, but building even one additional stream dramatically changes how much financial risk you're actually carrying at any given moment. Number 8, and this is the one most people never think about, not tracking net worth. Smart people track almost everything: project deadlines, calories, workout numbers, sleep scores. But very few of them actually track their own net worth over time. Without that single number, it's genuinely impossible to know if you're moving forward financially or simply staying busy while standing still. You can feel productive, work long hours, earn a good salary, and still have no real idea whether you're any wealthier than you were a year ago. The habit of checking your net worth even once a month forces a level of honesty that busyness conveniently lets you avoid. And it's usually the single habit that separates people who accumulate wealth from people who simply accumulate income and possessions. So there you have it. The 8 habits that quietly keep smart, capable people broke. Lifestyle creep that erases every raise before it can help you. Financing things that lose value instead of things that grow over time. Skipping the emergency fund that would actually protect you when things go wrong. Waiting for certainty instead of investing consistently starting today. Spending to look successful instead of quietly becoming successful. Never asking for a better number when you have every right to. Depending on a single income stream instead of building more than one, and never actually tracking whether any of it is working in the first place. None of these require more intelligence to fix. They simply require you to notice them and choose differently starting today. Being smart was never the problem, and it was never really about how much you earn either. It's about which habits you're quietly repeating every single month without questioning them. Break even 2 or 3 of these habits starting this month, and the gap between where you are now and where you could be in 5 years will look completely different than it does today. Now you know exactly which 8 are worth breaking for good. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found this video valuable, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.